Hello, how are things going for you? This is Denise Roussel, and I'm wondering if you've been feeling kind of crappy and all alone lately. It's a thing. And so today I want to talk to you about the reasons why we're going through so much stuff. So, many of you may or may not know what the Schumann resonance is, but it's basically the electromagnetic frequency of the earth. And we are connected together as one with the earth. And so, as part of this big shakeup that we're going through collectively, we're being essentially blasted with energy. And this week has been really a lot, spiking into incredible levels, like blasting us with energy. That's the universe trying to support us. And meanwhile, we're going through all kind of crazy stuff. We can't sleep, we're exhausted, we might get headaches, all sorts of stuff, maybe nausea. And that's followed by expansion and euphoria and peace. But while we're going through it, a lot's happening. And so what's happening is we're trying to release the old so we can make way for the new. And so the way we're programmed and conditioned is to be addicted to this, to the mind, to having to know, to having to have things planned out, to having everything, we trying to control it. Well, we think we could control it, but that is an illusion too, because we can't control the future, and we certainly haven't been able to do what we want in the past. So what we do as humans is we get stuck back there and we get stuck over there. And you ever notice how you're sitting around and you're like, okay, what's next? What do I have to do today? Okay, my goodness. Oh, that's not going to happen. Now I'm disappointed. Oh my goodness, they didn't show up. Where is this thing that's next that's going to be better than this moment? Oh my gosh, it's how we are. It's how we're conditioned. And it's exhausting. So the trick is to lose your mind. Some of you may be forgetting things a lot lately. It's because you're losing your mind. And the reason is because we're not going to throw this thing out because it's very important. But instead of letting this be in control, this human mind, which is very limited, we're learning how to let our heart be in control and inform the mind. And so there's kind of this big shakeup and a breakup. We're breaking up with our minds, which brings me to the other thing that I wanted to talk about is our attachments to people, places, and things, and experiences, and all kinds of stuff. So this whole idea of like, oh, I'm all alone. I bet a lot of you have gone through breakups during this past year. And I'm betting that a lot of you haven't really been in a relationship this year because the reason is we're all being brought back to ourselves. And in order for us to be able to relate to another in a way that we're creating, in an unconditional way, we have to first learn how to unconditionally love ourselves. And it's not easy sometimes to go through this detachment process. And we feel all alone. We feel like nobody gives a shit about me. I'm over here and nobody's bothering to reach out to me. And if people are, it's not the people that I want. And meanwhile, what I want is still out there and I can't seem to get there. And I'm very restless. And what the hell? It's okay. Relax. Though you feel alone, you're never alone. We're all connected together. And we're just coming back to our roots, to who we are. So see, we think we're this collection of experiences in this human earth suit. We identify as this name that they call me, and this face, and what I do. We identify with that. But that's not really your true and highest self. Your true and highest self is indefinable. It's the most powerful force that exists. It's love itself, connected together with everything and everyone. Pure presence, pure non-judgmental presence. It's you and me and all that is. But we do not consider ourselves that. But that's who we are. So we're essentially going through a process of stripping away all these attachments because we're like holding on for dear life, trying to make sure that we get what we need and want. Oh my gosh, I got to pull all these strings. I got to control all this. Yeah, that's going to just make you exhausted. There is a better way. And that is, instead of trying to control and manage everything, which is fear, it's being motivated by fear. And that's what the mind feeds on. And it needs more food. So it keeps making you more anxious and more afraid so that you can try to get more control over things that you have no control over. Wow. Instead, we could just let go, relax, surrender to this moment. It's actually the only one we have. You think you have the future. It's not here. And when you go there, it becomes here. So, right now is the opportunity. And when we're tapping into this moment and practicing, because we don't know how to do that, practicing presence, practicing being present. When we're present, we're actually operating from our divine nature because we are presence. And that's how we get to do things in an easy peasy way. And it's so simple. And we tap into our limitless nature. And we do all kind of stuff. And we create so much from this place with ease because we're working from our limitless nature, our divine limitless nature, God in costume. And it ain't hard to be God. You don't have to struggle. And your natural state is very light and joyous and airy and fun. We stop being so serious and we start being so joyful and light. And that's when it's really enjoyable. So through this process, you're like, oh my gosh, I couldn't sleep last night. And that's because you're getting upgraded. You're getting upgraded. And you're getting the opportunity to look at those relationships, to look at those things that are no longer serving you. Maybe how you're handling your money situation, maybe your job situation where you think, I got to do this job because I got to make money and feed myself. But you hate this job. It's not bringing you joy. Well, now it's time to begin letting go. Let it go of what no longer serves. Relax. As you let go, you can move into the next thing that's going to serve you better at this time. But you got to let go of the old before you can create the new. It's okay. You're not going to fall. You're not going to fall. It's okay. It's kind of scary when you don't know. And you're like, but I got to know. No, that's not going to work because the unknown is the uncertainty is where your freedom lies. And surrendering to this unknown, surrendering to this love in this moment, it's exactly opposite of how we're conditioned to do. But you can do it. You can do it. I know you can do it. We just do like this. We start taking a breath. And we relax. And we allow, and we accept. And we start learning how to be so gentle and kind with ourselves and stop all this bullying that we do to ourselves. And we start allowing naturally what feels very natural, what brings us joy to come to the surface. So I want to talk a little bit more about these relationships because, oh my gosh, we're creating something really beautiful in our world. That's why I came here. I came here to create relationships, a new way of being based on this unconditional love that we've first given ourselves, that we are. But in order to do that, we need to know who we are. We need to be able to start operating as love. not in love, but as love. And to really identify with that. And that's the only way we're going to be able to create these relationships that with other people who identify as unconditional love. So now, instead of me expecting you do X, Y, and Z to make me happy, and so that I don't feel all alone, which is the old way. It's the old conditional love way. It's the way our relationships have been structured. We're trying to reprogram some very old stuff. Very, very old stuff. So first, the reason why many of you, broken up with your partners and you're alone is because we're creating something new and it looks very different from the old. So here's the trick. When you're creating something new, what we're creating is 5D. This dense reality, 3D, it's very dense. Well, we have a tendency to want to create from our past of what the best thing that we know about from our past, but guess what? We haven't experienced what we're creating in the 5D. It looks very, very different. So we need to be able to let go of our thoughts of what it should look like and allow ourselves to keep expanding into what we've already created. We just haven't gone into that timeline yet. And we're wanting to go into our highest timeline. There's many timelines, by the way. But what we're wanting to do is keep going back to our highest self, informing us of our highest timeline. And that's where we're really going to it's easy peasy. By the way, everything I teach people is so simple. Because that's 5D. It's simple and light and airy and fun and full of joy and love. So, meanwhile, relationships. You're like, well, how come I can't have my special someone? How come I get to be all alone by myself? Actually, you're not all alone. And that special someone is you. And you are connected together with this divine masculine or feminine counterpart. So you can develop that relationship with that part of yourself. And when the time comes, when the other is ready to receive you and to meet you at this new level, they'll show up and you're going to create something. It's going to look a whole lot different than you've ever experienced before. But you're not alone. So just relax. We're all together here. You are not alone feeling all those feelings. Like, why can't I have more? We're all feeling it. And you're not alone feeling like nobody gives a shit. I do. Though you feel unwanted, I want you. And I love you. Because we are love, connected together. We were never separate. So, I hope that explains a little bit of what you're going through and it helps you through this process. Because we're going up. We are ascending. Hooray! Yay! This is amazing. We get to be here at the most momentous time in human history and evolve human consciousness and create a new earth. Oh my gosh. This is so much fun. I love you so much and I will see you in the next video.